Before we unlock the future, we must find the keys to the past. I'm Leonard Nimoy. Join me and open the door to ancient mysteries beginning now. Whether or not a Bigfoot is found remains to be seen. However, there are many other animals that exist today that were once thought to be silly myths. The mountain gorilla, for example, had long been known to the inhabitants of Rwanda as a huge, dark, hairy, man-like beast that swung through the treetops, emitting a fearful cry. Other examples include the pygmy hippopotamus, the snow leopard, and the giant panda. All these animals, from the far corners of the world, existed only as myths until they were discovered by explorers. Perhaps the most dramatic discovery came in 1938, when a South African deep-sea fisherman pulled in a very strange fish, a type he had never seen before. However, the scientists who were brought in to examine it had seen it before in fossils of the Devonian period. The fish, known as a coelacanth, had been presumed extinct for 60 million years.
But it turned out that the people had been occasionally catching these coelacanth fishes and eating them, and it was a perfectly normal thing to them. They had no idea that the scientists would be surprised. But the first one the scientists ever saw in 1938 just about blew off the lid of paleontology. So this was one that was well known from the fossil record until it was discovered in the real world.
The question still remains, does a Bigfoot exist in the real world? And if it does, why hasn't one been found? There are possible explanations. First, the geography and vastness of the terrain being searched. Much of the Pacific Northwest is highly inaccessible and full of dense timber.
The Pacific Northwest here, to give you an example of its size and its ability to hide things, has 73 aircraft lost from Northern California to Alaska since World War II. Lost, and that's an official Federal Aviation Administration figure. It's not just a myth, it's not just a newspaper story.
Peter Byrne and other Bigfoot experts theorize that the creature is nocturnal and extremely shy, not likely to approach humans. They speculate that the animal is intelligent and has a strong sense of survival, realizing that its only danger is man. However, nothing less than a specimen, dead or alive, will convince skeptics that Sasquatch exist. But finding one may prove a tall order, because dying animals generally retreat to remote areas.
Probably the most commonly asked question is, if the Sasquatch is real, why don't we find their bones? Well, if bears are real, why don't we find their bones? I've talked to many hunters, many game guides, conservation people, ecology students and everything, and asked them for how many remains of dead bears have you found that died a natural death? And over my 20 years of inquiry, my grand total of naturally dead bears is 0. Now, with the best population estimates we can make, there's at least 100 bears out there for every one Bigfoot. And we haven't found the first bear yet. While we would very much like to find the remains of a naturally dead Sasquatch, the chance is just simply so remote as not to even seriously think about it.